What's up, guys? Happy Motivational Mishy Monday. Glad to have you here. We have a special guest, my sister Kae'sha, and her dog Hershey. So tonight we're going to talk about growing apart from friends. I think my main question, and I guess maybe I'm assuming her main question when it comes to growing apart from friends, is how do we deal with it?
Well, I guess there are a few things. There are different reasons that people grow apart, why friends grow apart. And that could be physical, like maybe like the friends move away like physically from each other, like somebody moves to a different location and then you just lose contact with each other, which has happened to me. Maybe there was like a falling out, there was like an argument and you guys never resolved it, so like that just never got worked out, and then you guys aren't, you kind of just started to drift ever since arguing. Or maybe there's like a personality change between the two friends, so like as both people start to mature, or your personalities are changing, whether that's good or bad, you don't have any common interests anymore. So it's not necessarily that like growing apart from friends is a bad thing all the time. Sometimes it can be. Either way, a lot of times it's really a difficult thing to deal with. But the way that I've coped with it in the past has not always been very healthy.
Give us examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms. Mechanisms.
Well, for example, I would just stop trying. So whether that was by not showing any effort in keeping contact with that specific person, or going out of my way to be this person's friend, then like if I don't see the other person trying, then I'm like, I don't want to talk to you then if you're not even trying.
Friendship is a two-way street.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
I think in some cases I'm just really bad at finding the balance. Like, am I doing enough to be this person's friend? Are they doing enough to be my friend? Like, I don't want to be like, I don't know, that person that's like, please be my friend, please, I need friends so bad. But at the same time,
you don't want it to be like desperate.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of times, me not trying enough, like we're probably both just really hard-headed. We're just bad at communication, or things like that. So sometimes I just stop trying to pursue that person,
which can be, honestly, and that can be an unhealthy thing or a healthy thing, because if that person is possibly toxic or isn't bringing you peace or isn't a good person, then it's not an unhealthy thing to stop pursuing the friendship.
There would be times where I was like, okay, if this person is not actively in my life, then they're not supposed to be in my life, and God is telling me this, and I try to justify it that way, like, God took this person out of my life, but like he could be trying to teach me, like, no, you have to like actually pursue this person.
Yeah, I mean, friendship is work. Like, it is, something that we do have to like put in effort for, and I feel like it's important that we recognize that sometimes growing apart from friends is a normal thing. Like, I think when people go through it, they're just like, I mean, it's a devastating thing to some people, especially if you were really close with that person, or if you were in that circle of friends. Because circle of friendships can also disperse, especially when you become an adult. Your whole atmosphere changes, and so you go from a tight-knit group of friends to maybe no friends at all.
Yeah, I'm really introverted, and shy, so it's really hard for me to make friends anyway. So when I do connect with a person, I'm like, oh, they should be staying with me for however long, like they should be my friend.
Expectations.
Yes,
you have this expectation that if someone becomes your friend, they should be your friend for X amount of time.
There have been times where I latch on too quickly, and I'm like, yeah, we have a lot in common. We go down along really nicely. There's no reason for us to have to grow apart.
Yeah.
But then, like, the minute that happens, like, then I just stop making friends in general. Like, I stop trying to be social. So, like, I'll just be like, there's no point in trying to get close to this person because they're probably gonna leave me anyway, or like they're gonna, we're gonna grow apart, or so. That's obviously not okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not healthy, because we're supposed to be, no matter how shy or introverted you are, we're like all social beings. I'm still trying to figure out what the balance is, because I've been told, like, yes, you're a social being, like, you have to go out and make friends. Like, there have been so many people concerned for me, aka mom, that's like, you're young.
You love your mom.
You have to go out and make friends.
And I mean, the thing is,
and it's like, I don't know how to do that, first of all. Like,
yeah.
Second of all, it's hard for me to find someone that I guess, trust and connect with, without being afraid that they would leave. I think it's just part of my personality where I'm like, I'm so very much longing to connect with people on such a deep level that, like, I don't see the point of even being an acquaintance with someone if I can't do that with that person, you know? So it's like...
I mean, well, I feel like there's a place, and maybe, again, we're two different people. I'm an extrovert. I have many acquaintance friends, and then I have people who I can be deep with on different deep levels. But I think there's just, I don't know, I think there's a healthiness in having just acquaintances that just come over just to drink a beer and be like, yo, like, I mean, what's up? And then there's like places in people's lives and in your lives where it's like, okay, like, I need you to not just come over and drink a beer, but also, like, I need to tell you, like, this deep thing that happened. And but I think too, in the process of, like, creating friends and even, like, growing apart from friends, I think it's important to know that, like, it's okay to mourn. Like, it's okay to be upset. Like, I feel like people are always like, oh, it's just a part of life. Like, it's the circle of life. Like, it's just, like, another phase and you'll make friends. But it's okay to be like, well, I miss that. I miss the circle of friends I had. I miss what we had. And I miss, like you said, that depth that I had with this person that no longer exists anymore. And I think it's encouraging to think it's okay to be like that. It's okay. Your mourning is valid, but it also shouldn't hinder you from creating friends. And you saying that you have this fear that, or not even a fear, but more just like a, well, why would I be friends with this person if they're just gonna leave anyway? Like, people do come and go in our lives, and we can't stop ourselves. And I'm speaking to myself because I literally just had this conversation. If we feared the future all the time about our relationships and our friendships, we would never make anything happen ever.
I'm realizing that.
Yes, just something that you have to learn that, I mean, I'm learning again as well, is if we fear that, then we'll never be able to move forward, and we'll never be able to actually make friends and even experience the growing apart stage.
Right. Well, that's the thing though. Like, I've heard so many different sides. Like, I've gotten both ends of the spectrum. On one side, I have, like, my mom that's like, you're young, like, go out, make friends. But then on the other side, like, I have my dad who's like, listen, you don't even need that many friends. So it's like, I'm hearing both ends of it, like, both sides. And he's like, you know, when you get older like me, like, you're only gonna have 2 friends. And I'm like, I'm already at that point in my life. I only have 2 friends. And it's like, so I feel like hearing that from him, though, sometimes it justifies how, I mean, I'm not saying that he tells me to cope with losing, like, growing apart from friends in an unhealthy way, but hearing that side, I'm like, that kind of justifies me. Like,
so why would I even make all these friends then if I'm just gonna have 2 friends in the very end?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I mean, the thing is too is, again, different phases of life. Like, mom is right, but dad is too.
No,
You know, mom is right in the fact that, like, she's talking to your present self, whereas dad is talking to your future self.
Yeah.
Well, how are you gonna know who those 2 friends are if you don't make all these friends?
Like, that's the thing.
If you don't make all these friends, who are you gonna know who these 2 faithful people are gonna be when you're 40 or however old you're gonna, you know.
No.
I agree with the fact that you should be encouraged, even if you do grow apart from friends, that phase will end. Like, just like that phase of maybe that friendship ended, the phase of being apart from friends or not having as many friends or whatever will also end. Like, there's going to be that phase that ends as well, and you will be able to. And it's not to say that you should make all these fake friends and, like, no, I'm not saying you should make fake friends, like, that you are just like, I'm just hanging out with you because I need friends. A friend should be someone that you actually get along with, that you have things in common with and stuff, obviously.
I guess that's
Don't be afraid.
That's my question for you. What do you? How would you define a friend or a friendship?
How do I define a friendship?
Yeah, because it's like I am probably thinking of a completely different type of person as you.
I mean, everybody.
You're like, yeah, that person's my friend, but it's like, how deep do you get with that person?
I mean, I feel like it's different for everybody. I mean, I feel like I'm getting better at differentiating who friends are and people I know. If I'm walking downtown and I run into somebody and they say hey to me, I mean, it depends on who it is, obviously. If it's someone that I've met maybe once or twice at an event or whatever, I'm only going to say that's the person that I've met. It's an acquaintance, someone we've literally only met like twice or whatever. Yeah. Now, if I have gone to this person's home and I've participated in like conversation and trying to get to know someone, if I follow this person on social media, if I'm like communicating with them through that, if I'm, supporting them in what they're doing and they're supporting me in what I'm doing, I would consider that a friend. Mm-hmm. And it's someone, and even if that friend is pending, like, you know what I'm saying? A pending friend, meaning like, okay, I would consider us friends, but we still have to go a little deeper because I only know this much about you and you only know this much about me. Yeah. So this is a potential though to become deeper.
And I feel like friendships always, they progress anyway.
Yeah,
the longer you know a person, it's like, the friendship is gonna progress. You can know a person for years, but like if you're never around them or if you never engage in conversation with them, I wouldn't say that that's like an actual friendship. An instance I was thinking about was that was kind of a difficult situation for me. Was I met one of my best friends in the world in college, and I mean, we love so many of the same things. Like, we're just so similar. We get along so well. And then I was thinking about, the first reason that I said that sometimes friends grow apart, and that's just moving away. So this person moved away, and I would try keeping up the conversation. But the thing is, like, she just sucks at texting me, and it's like...
We all got those friends.
What in the world?
I can be that friend
there were times where I'm like, it's not even worth texting you.
Yeah.
There have been times where I'm like, yeah, I know her birthday is coming up. Like, would she even reply if I told her, like, texted her happy birthday? Those are the times where I'm like, I just don't even want to try anymore. The last time I saw her was I don't know, a year or so, maybe a year ago. And it's like, I think about that last time I saw her, and it's like, we literally picked right back up from where we were. Like, nothing was weird. And I think you do need to really evaluate the situation as in, like, okay, are we even growing apart?
I mean, it could be that too.
Is it just communication is just always, every single time it's always off? Is it just because the other person doesn't know how to text or call? Or is it because you don't know how to text or call? It's just every single situation is different. So
look at you.
So it's like, I wouldn't say that person is not my friend anymore. She's one of my best friends, but we don't talk every day. We don't.
But I think that's a valid point. You don't have to be talking every day, and you don't have to not have extremely good communication skills to always... Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my best friend is not the best texter either. No, yeah. And at this point, I'm probably not a good texter anymore. Yeah. When it comes to like friends who don't live immediately around me or are in my immediate like realm right now. And so, like, but that's not to say that if I were to see them or whatever, that I wasn't like super excited. Right. And so, but I do think that's important. Like, I'm not saying that communication isn't important. Because it is important. Yeah. Like, you still want to be able to keep up with someone because, shoot, years will go by and then you're like, wait, what? You're married and with 2 kids?
Right.
Like, what? It's important. But like you said, like, it doesn't necessarily have to really define it. And I think it's a very, I feel like it's in specific special cases. Yeah. Like best friends. Right. If it's like a friend, like just like a we just met or just like an acquaintance or whatever, and they're like, and I definitely have been that person that, like, someone has tried to really get to know and really try to, like, hang out and stuff. And I've been that person that doesn't text back and all this stuff. And I feel bad because it's not like I'm trying to brush them away, but it's literally like I am busy. Yeah. And so you never know the other person's perspective either of, like, what are they going through, especially if they live long distance. Yeah. So you don't really know what's going on. Yeah. But I think that's still important, too.
Yeah, if they're far away. You can text as much as you guys want, but it's like if the one person is not being open with you with, like, how they're actually doing, then you'll never know why you guys don't actually talk or text very often. So, I don't know. I think you just need to evaluate the situation. Is the friendship worth keeping, first of all? Is it a good situation, bad situation? Like,
toxic.
Is the other person toxic? do they think that you're being toxic? Is it something that you need to
are you the toxic person
about your own life? Like, if you notice if you notice a trend of like, oh my gosh, all my friends are leaving me, it's like, what's the common denominator?
What's wrong with you?
Like,
what's wrong with me?
So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like a bunch of different things to evaluate, I guess. But just know you are a social being. You can't. As I'm talking to myself too about this. You can't just go alone your entire life.
You really can't. It's not healthy.
Yeah, it really, like, I was so lonely these past, very recently actually, to the point where I was like, there is something wrong with me, and I've never gotten to that point in my life before. Like, I've always been like, oh, this is nice, like, I'm just by myself, like, I can just, I can chill out, whatever, and I don't have to be around people. But it's hard when you're an adult and you're not surrounded by people from school.
Or
in
you're
my
placed
instance,
in social situations.
yes, in my instance, my job, I don't work with other people. I can't make friends at work. I don't go to school. I was really, really lonely, and I was like, as much as I don't really like hanging out with people, I feel like there's something wrong here. And I'm still in the process of figuring that out. But I don't feel as lonely anymore, I guess.
That's good.
Mainly, I'm going to be honest, I know you're going to roll your eyes, but ever since I got a dog. I'm serious.
I know, but I mean, yeah,
it's not even necessarily something, like, I was feeling lonely because I couldn't talk to someone. It's just, like, there would be days where I didn't go outside of the house. And it's, like, because I don't have a purpose to. Like, I don't have anybody to go hang out with.
I think it's a very good evaluation of your personal self when it comes to friendships.
No, yeah.
And also, I mean, just for, like, good advice for those out there who are watching, who are going through this whole phase of growing apart from friends, having to make new friends, wondering if they're the toxic friend, if they have toxic friends, and what the definition of a friend and acquaintance is. Like, I think these are all good things. Yeah. To recap, you just want to recognize that, like, all cycles of friendship are normal. So, be it making friends, gaining rapport with the friends. So, like, are they an acquaintance? Is this a deep friend? Is it a best friend? Different things like that. And then the cycle of maybe losing friends, whether it be because of an end of phase of life, so maybe the end of college, or gaining friends because it's the beginning of your adulthood and you're, like, going out there and meeting new people. The cycle of friendship is, like, totally normal. And it's okay to mourn, and it's okay to be upset if you are going through that phase of growing apart from someone, be it your fault, their fault, whatever is going on. Like, it's okay to mourn. But you should also be encouraged because that phase ending just begins a new phase. Be it being by yourself and rediscovering who you are. And maybe that phase will end, and then you'll have more friends who, like, love who you are because you know who you are. And then don't beat yourself up, too. I feel like people always beat themselves up where it's like, man, I don't have any friends and it's my fault and I've done something. And maybe you did do something. I mean, it could be bad. If you're the toxic person, you did something, then
then recognize it.
Fix it. Recorrect. Yeah.
If you gotta apologize to somebody, then do it. Like, that might not mend the friendship, but, like, at least you're working on yourself. Perfect. For future friendships, I guess.
Yes. Beep. So glad to have my sissy on Mishy Mondays. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you got some good content from that. We love you guys. Hershey loves you guys.
I don't know who you guys are, so she loves you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow! See? The level of friendship is not deep.
I don't know all your followers.
We'll see you guys.
I know some of you guys.
Next week. Next Monday. Peace out. Goodbye.